I think he's still favored, but Hydra beat him 2-0 in Code.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, even if you just look at their matchup there in Code, it's a pretty big result to have a 2-0 against FlaSh. That's the best way to put it, I think. Hydra so far here at Pro League hasn't had the best results, but kind of slowly making his way up, like slowly crawling up this mountain, showing better and better games every single time. That is something you have to give to him. Of course, he is going against FlaSh, the god of StarCraft. He's 5-1 against Zerg, but is he foggy? That is the question. Is he going to throw the match and lose this one 0-3 against CJ?
Well, I mean, this guy, you know, he's got so much experience. Anybody else in this booth, I'd say there's got to be an amount of pressure playing at somebody who already beat you 2-0. You lost in Code A. You know, you're struggling to stay relevant as a player who was the dominant force in Brood War. The FlaSh just does not let it get to him, so I don't think he's going to let it get to him here. But if Hydra is able to take just one map against this Titan on Merry-Go-Round, our 3-player map, then it's all over and CJ takes the 3-0. Can FlaSh bring us to another match? Let's find out right now.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top right, in the yellow for CJ Entis, it is Hydra.
And down at the 6 o'clock position, in red for KT Rules for the ace player, the god of StarCraft, is FlaSh. And, you know, tension is mounting right now for KT fans, also for FlaSh fans, because FlaSh fans, I feel, are some of the most vocal that there are out there. You know, in Korea, of course, but outside of Korea as well. And for some reason, there seems to be this debate of whether or not his Brood War mechanics were going to carry over and he was going to destroy everyone. So many people said that. So many people said that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I remember.
Pages on pages on pages on pages on pages on pages of people saying that.
On
you know,
books.
On books.
Books were written about the subject.
Written, blogs were posted. Stats were posted, APMs were posted, pictures, ideas, theories, and, you know, it seemed to be that most people thought that he was going to come over to StarCraft 2 and no one would ever beat him. No ESF player would ever contest him. Then he switched over, and he's had great results in Pro League, but in the individual leagues, his results were a bit weaker, a bit poor. And this has, of course, soured you know, the minds of FlaSh fans everywhere. But he still looks really good in Pro League. And I think this is a great test of why is it that FlaSh does well in certain leagues but not in others. If he's able to defeat Hydra with significant force here and crush him, I think it's just like been settled. FlaSh is not good at groups where he doesn't have time to prepare for each match, but in a preparation situation, he is the king. And I think that will be basically decided right here, right now, because this is like the best test. These two matches so close to each other, Hydra versus FlaSh, where he plays against him in a group. In the first match, the match that FlaSh also had the most to prepare for in the group because it was the one he knew he was doing for certain no matter what. And, you know, if he can win this here, then I think it really proves that his biggest weakness is a group stage. If Hydra wins here, I think it proves that Hydra is just getting better and better, and he's a great ZVT player right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's no small feat to defeat a guy like FlaSh, because even if FlaSh goes down a bunch of times to Hydra, you got to think, you know, maybe FlaSh isn't playing as well, but you also have to hand it to Hydra that he's playing incredible ZVT, because this guy, FlaSh, you know, whether or not he's playing well or not, he still has that history behind him. He still has, you know, the incredible mechanics behind him. And he is always going to play a decent game no matter what. He's definitely one of the, at least, you know, higher mid-tier players we have here in Korea. And defeating him at any time is a pretty decent feat. FlaSh doing his normal Reaper opening here, going to force Sporecrawler to start here. Going to force two, actually.
Yeah, it was actually like pretty late spores on both. Hydra with some sick micro there, waiting until the very last second so you get these lings out. I think he was trying to force FlaSh to overcommit. I almost thought for a second he was going to try to grab the Reaper with his drones because he was waiting so long, but that didn't happen, of course. Queens have popped now. This queen spawns its larva, and these two Reapers going to poke at her quite a bit. The Link's coming down. One Reaper getting very low. It's very scary, but FlaSh, of course, knows exactly what he's doing here. And, oh, that Reaper was mismicroed. One more shot would have done it. Whoa!
So close for both of those Reapers, holding hands now, saying, we don't want to fight anymore, we just want to live. But with the third one, it is going to rally them together, and they are going to get their bravery back. 2 CCs on the map right now, as well as that factory. We've seen this build a lot of times, even today. And he's going to continue doing damage to this Queen with his 3 Reapers now.
Oh, just really nice control every time. Hydra even turning on that Reaper as it came up, but just still needed 2 more shots to kill it. Is he going to kill this Queen? It's getting pretty low, but another one pops out here. And pushes that creep tumor down. Speed finishes. And nice micro here by FlaSh. Oh, falters there at the last second, but he killed a lot of Lings for that.
Yeah, decent trade there.
34 to 24 Harvesters right now. And FlaSh with a fast 3rd CC. Hellions coming out. I wonder if we will see mech. I don't think so, but we could see it. 3rd base goes down here for Hydra meanwhile.
Yep, and there's the stim.
Yep,
so
stim.
It looks like there's not going to be any mech. Having that tech lab on the barracks, going to get a bunch of those bio units out and upgrade those, especially with the mech on the way. Starts 2 engineering base here. That's another very big tell. And the lair started here for Hydra.
Seems to be the way Terran players are liking to wall these days. Always at the front there with the E-bays. But this shows Hydra exactly what he's up against. He knows, okay, you're going bio. You wouldn't add these 2 E-bays otherwise. An attempt to deny that tumor is a failure, but he could attack his own Reaper to kill it.
And he does.
Very nice.
Very nicely played there. 3 Queens on guard, but not, too attentive there.
So if you're new and you're wondering about how did you kill that tumor without detection, if you attack your own unit, it will still do splash damage to your opponent's units or structures. So that's how he did that. Nice target there, picks off a Queen.
Yep, the 1 Queen that was weaker from earlier, just finishing the job. Extra hitmen called there, finish him off. More links started here. The +1/+1, of course, started for FlaSh. And Aspire gets started as well after that lair gets done.
No Evo chambers, actually. So upgrade-wise, Hydra is going to find himself quite a bit behind for a while. I wonder if he's going to commit to a heavy gush of Mutalisk first before he goes into his upgrades to see if he can get a lot of damage done and put FlaSh on the back foot.
That definitely seems like what he wants to do. I mean, he skipped a lot of gas here, not going for the upgrades this early and just getting the Spire this early, especially with the lair. This Queen doesn't look like he's going to stay alive for too much long. There are so many Hellions right now, and these Lings can't even fight it. 1 Hellion is going to go down, but still, very nice fighting right now for FlaSh.
Transfuse doesn't go off either, and he misses that, so the Queen goes down. FlaSh looking to be in a great position here. 1/1 upgrades way further ahead, and I think he's even going to get this Queen too. There's just no Lings here.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Hydra not doing the best with his Queens right now. It seems like a 3rd one is even going to go down. Oh!
I think he'll still get it. There he goes. This is some extra splash damage. And this last Queen over here is looking pretty low. By the way, he's only on 2 Queens, including this one, so he's going to start to miss some injects here in a second. If he loses this Queen, things are going to get even worse. He's starting to remake some of his Queens. 5 mutas only on the way here. He's down on upgrades. FlaSh has denied his creep spread. He's not even connected between his 2 bases. FlaSh couldn't be more ahead in this game if he tried.
Yep. Observer pointing out that thing, that FlaSh, that little rock there that FlaSh was able to micro around, not letting the Zerglings get that good of a surround on the Hellions before. Now FlaSh is going to try to land his 3rd base over here. A little thing that Hydra was able to do, put his Overlord over here, start the creep spread, but FlaSh is going to clean it up. Nickety split. Going to get that guy out of there.
Is that how he's going to clean it up?
Yep, Nickety split.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So, let's see what these mutas can accomplish. A group of 3 versus a turret. Not imagining a whole lot. I think he has 5 in total, just 3 at the front.
Yep.
Yep.
5 right now. He's going to come over here and try to snipe some of these Hellions, but with the Marines in a very good spot there, they're not going to get any damage done. Going to fly in here into a turret.
He's trying to get something done here, but, I mean, good control by FlaSh so far. 3rd base is now completely decreeped. It's going to land it in just a second as it recedes. 2-2 started without a hitch, and this is something that Hydra absolutely needs to follow suit in. He has +1 for his arrow. He's got Baneling speed here as well. But FlaSh just on 3 base against 3 base. with a worker count that's actually, you know, just about 8 below his opponent with mules, and all the production he's made, I think he's in great shape. Now he is going into the Hellbat style though, and this is something that could be pretty directly countered. We've seen this a lot, and I'm not a big fan of the Hellbat style actually against Ling Muta Baneling. We'll see what he gets done with it. He's already so much ahead that he's going to be, I feel like, in pretty good shape with this style too. But this is one way that maybe Hydra can get back if he can just take some good engagements against the Hellbats, you know, before the Marauder count gets too high.
Yeah. Right now, Hydra's just on the map with his Mutalisk right now, just trying to distract, it looks like, these units of FlaSh, keep them out in the middle of the map while these Banelings are morphing towards the left side. FlaSh had a very nice building placement before at his third base, so I'm not sure how much damage the Banelings are going to do, but here they come.
Yeah, well, let's see. He's going to get 3 depots here, probably. And then I thought he was going to try to damage the SCVs and finish them off with the Mutas, but with this repair, even the Mutas aren't going to be able to stick around. Too many Marines coming over.
Yep.
But he did force the Terran army to turn around while he's taking that 4th base. So that's really important that he was able to accomplish that. The creep spread for here from Hydra is looking pretty weak. With the lack of queens, he hasn't been able to get that exponential number of creep tumors down just yet.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of different other Zergs doing a very good job of that, but like you mentioned, those queens just not being there. And FlaSh is a very, very strong army in the middle of the map right now. Like you mentioned, you know, Hydra's doing whatever he can to try to pull him back, try to get that 4-base economy up and running and get that constant supply of Zerglings, Banelings, and Mutas. But, you know, he definitely wants to hold off at least until he gets the 2-2. But then once the 3-3 starts for FlaSh, I feel like he's going to be in a very hard spot here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, let's see. I mean, there's a lot of Banelings, and a lot of this FlaSh composition is reliant upon Hellions and Hellbats.
Hydra tries to come in for the engagement there, but kind of backs off.
I think he's waiting for 2-2. He's like, I can't fight this without 2-2. Even if I have to lose my hatch for it, I'd rather lose that than lose my whole army at an upgrade deficit. Okay, now he's got this upgrade finishing up right as he comes in here. It looks like it's going to finish after the battle, but he crashes through, destroying a ton of these units. The Queen goes down, but FlaSh's entire army is decimated. Now those medevacs need to be pushed away, and the hatchery lives. That's the most important part. 2-2 actually still not completed.
Yeah,
finally finishing.
Finally going to finish right now. And 6 more Mutas on the way, 18 Zerglings as well. A very nicely fought battle there for Hydra. FlaSh still keeping this creep back. That's the big thing he has going for him. The mobility of Hydra's army is going to be cut down a lot with this. But it looks like FlaSh wants to keep on the pressure. He just wants to keep on keeping Hydra back and on the back foot. He wants to keep his advantage way far ahead.
Look at this Hydra Mutalisk control. He's been really on point with these this game. He does end up losing one there, but he's always just attacking these small groups of bio and trying to trade against them when they're not all together. There are a ton of Zerglings on the map right now as well, and it looks like he's going to try to engage over here with these Banelings. If he can win just one fight against FlaSh, he can drone up, maybe take a 5th base, and start replenishing the creep spread. Just losing another queen here, though, really, really hurts him. He only has 3 queens right now, 4 hatches, and he's not spreading any creep.
Yeah, the big thing about this map, there are a lot of different pathways you can use to get right behind the army and surround, which is really, really good for the Zerg army. And I feel like Hydra, if he takes another really nice fight like he had before in a similar fashion, he could definitely get ahead with this.
Well, here's another drop. This is a great drop location because of the range units on the low ground. He can defend against the melee units on the high ground if they try to come over. He needs to send more Mutas over here, but with 2 Thors to defend, it's not looking like a good situation. All these units have to walk so far around on the low ground. They are going to come in from 2 sides here. Great splits by FlaSh on the other hand, and just way too much damage output in this Terran army. Going to clean up those Banelings. The Zerg army drops now down 20 below FlaSh. He's going to drop onto the high ground here and start picking away at these drones yet again. If he tries to commit here, those Thors are still there. They're going to target this down, and I just don't see Hydra really being able to recover from this at this point. Even the Hellbat up here on the high ground going to add some extra AoE damage. Great pullback there on the medevac.
Yep, that was not the fight that Hydra wanted, definitely. I mean, so many Banelings lost, a great split, using a bunch of them on Thors. It just did not look good for Hydra, and he's gotten way far behind now. He's struggling to keep this continuous force of the push of FlaSh back, but it's just continuous. You know, he's not holding back FlaSh, and he's taking a 4th base at the same time.
He has +3 attack. He's about to have the +3 armor. More and more drones coming down. Yet another queen falls. He has no creep spread down here. With creep spread, this is another story, but without it, it's just going to be virtually impossible to take an engagement here. The Thor at the back doing so much extra damage. All the Marines very well split here. And with that armor finishing up in just a second, I think FlaSh is just going to close out the game. Killing some more Harvesters here. Nice magic box on the Thor, but look at this. Next wave of bio means he has to turn around. 11 Mutalisks on the way. That's all of his bank that he just spent there. With all this plus 3/3 coming in down the middle of the map with all these Marines. Maybe he can use these Mutalisks to power through this, because that's the only unit he can really rely on, because the units on the low ground with range versus the melee units are giving him such a big problem here.
Yeah, and these Thors are doing a number on these Mutalisks right now. It's just, it's so hard for Hydra to come back in this game. Banelings need to get really good hit on the Marines, and then the Mutalisks have to clean up in this next one, or it's just not going to work here with the 3/3.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. FlaSh has 65 to 62 Harvesters right now. Mutalisk count is at 11, and he's trying to push this back. But FlaSh is getting a better trade every single time. And if he just says, you know what, screw this, I'm just going to let you take the base, then FlaSh gets even further ahead. He can't just let him have the base, so he has to keep fighting this. This is why this map gives you such a big problem at this 4th base location. If this is the one you have to take, if you take the one to the right side of the map, that's great if you are confident enough to do that and your creep is over there. But the way this game played out, it just was a bit funky for him to try to take that base. This base is now up as a planetary. Look at all that mule power drop there. Finally gets a place on the low ground to fight, but there's so many Mirage in the mix. Good splits here. The Hellbat's there to support. The last of the Thors here is just too much. GG. FlaSh fangirls scream and go nuts as we are going into our 4th game here.
FlaSh able to get his revenge against Hydra. I'm sure he wanted this match so much.
I want to say that this was a very weird game out of Hydra. I don't think he played his best, but FlaSh certainly did. And I think it just further, at least pushes forward this rumor, this concept, this idea that FlaSh just cannot play well in group stages where he doesn't have a lot of time to prepare for all 3 opponents.
Yeah, I mean, just by the results alone, it's you can definitely think that way if you just look at it like that. But FlaSh definitely showing his dominance in that game, taking Hydra 1 down for the count. And they're going to bring KT back into this game. It's now 2-1 for CJ. KT now does